to still share it. We'd probably be the most selfish people on the planet if we just sat home and collect a check every single month. There is no cap or limit. This is not just people you personally sponsor. This is every paycheck that goes out to your entire organization. Let me put things in perspective a little bit. Don't hate me after I tell you these numbers, but just get excited, because there's nothing special about Becky Bursell. Like, if you knew me years ago, you'd understand. I mean, if I'm not good at doing a presentation at this point, I've done 100,000 presentations. I need to do something else anyways, right? But when we started, trust me, you'd be excited right now. If you saw Becky Bursell when we started, you'd be like, I got this. I mean, that girl's making that, oh, I got this. Let's just stop talking, blonde lady, let's get out of here, right? To make it happen. But if you put it in perspective, my husband and I, in the last 10 years, have personally sponsored less than 50 people. Personally. Because we got so busy helping our 3 become 3, become 3, become 3, and over 500,000 distributors later, we still have quite a few people to talk to. We just didn't have time. 4 months into this business, my brother called me. He's like, are you ever going to tell me about this kyani thing? Like, what is going on? Your life is completely different. Everything's changing. Everything's so exciting. I see people making great money. Are you going to share it with me? I was like, no, get off the phone. I need to make some phone calls. Got to take it away a little bit. But on that matching check, as you grow, you're promoting other sapphires. You can make 15%, and then it goes to 10% on the next sapphire, and it grows through 9 generations of income, all the way through 1%. Now let me put this in perspective. Today, we make more money on the 1% matchings than we do on the 15%. Because you're talking hundreds of thousands of people versus a handful of people. Does that make sense, you guys? So the only way you lose in this thing is if you quit. 10 years in this business, I've never seen anybody fail. You either succeed or you quit. And you get to dictate both of those options. Getting started, on the starter packs, you guys, you have a few options in order to get started. We're not here to close anyone, tell you what to do, but I am going to give you some suggestions of me. Because in a traditional business, for the amount of money that we've made in kyani, traditional business, we would have had to invest over $10 million in order to make the income that we do today. That's what it would have been valued at. We bought a $599 starter pack. That's what we did. I would suggest you do the same thing. I mean, I'm not brilliant, but if I want something that somebody else has, I just copy what they've done in order to get there. If you're excited about the products, you guys, and you're like, I'm not serious about it, but I really want to share it with my mom and my sister, and I want them to try the product, then do this. This is for you. If you actually want to make money, these are for you. The $5.99 will launch you, it'll get started enough to actually have something tangible, so when somebody says, oh my gosh, do you love it? And if your response is, I don't know, I hear it's great, you should try it, it doesn't come off very well. You need to have product to take for yourself and share with other people as well. Because there's something that happens with their senses. It makes sense that they've touched it, they've tried it, they've felt it, they've seen it, they've heard it, they understand it, then they go out and live it. We just need to get through that process. And this starter pack is specifically designed with that psychology in order to help you become successful. There are no shortcuts, so we just need to stop looking for them. Accept it, run with it, make it happen. The last one on the $9.99 are for people that say, no, I want to break records. I want to get to the double black diamond before Becky does. And I say, bring it on, I love competition. But you can. That's what's amazing, you guys. This is not who signs up first has the most success. This is whoever goes out and makes it happen, works the hardest, will become the most successful. Do you know the first few years, Angel made more money than I did. He got to ranks before I did. And I, again, matching check, I was his biggest cheerleader. I'm not complaining about any of it. But those things will happen. Again, you just have to keep going and make things work. You have to be the best problem solver in order to become successful with kyani. But when the problems are how to get your best friend here because of babysitting, you just make it work. You see what I'm saying? They're not the kind of problems that I promise you're getting in corporate America. These are the kind of problems that everybody wishes they had. Here's a problem. You go on too many vacations that kyani pays for, you actually have to start turning them down. It's a great problem to have. Right? Skylar's asking me, why aren't you going to Costa Rica? And I'm like, well, because we're going to Canada and then we're going to spend 2 weeks on the houseboat at Lake Powell, so we're just going to wait till next year when we can take the whole family to Tahiti on the cruise for the all. And he's like, yeah, that makes sense. That's rough. Nobody feels sorry for me. All right, power of 3, you guys. This is your system. This is your live, breathe, die by. If you've never been to sales, great. I actually don't don't try to recruit salespeople because everybody knows them as a salesperson and they try to close and they try to sell. That's not what we're doing. Think of yourself as a matchmaker. How many of you guys ever tried to set somebody up before? You don't go to them and be like, okay, so I'm just gonna tell you, he doesn't have a lot of hair. His credit score is like 4 or something, but you know, he's going through a divorce. You don't like sell them, right? You go to him and you're like, look, he's an amazing guy, you're an amazing girl, you know me, I would never set you up with a creep. Like, trust me enough to at least meet him. Let me introduce you. Same thing with kyani, you guys. Sometimes we try too hard, we're trying to sell people. If you ever get a yes or a no, you've said too much. Or you're assuming for them what their life should look like. Or you're trying to make the decision for them, which when someone tries to tell me what to do, it wouldn't matter if they were trying to hand me a winning lottery ticket. I'd be like, back off, right? I hate walking onto a car lot because I feel like prey. But I want the car. It doesn't make any sense. You guys with me? It doesn't make any sense. So same concept here. You need to get good at just matchmaking, saying, look, I would never assume this for you, but I found an opportunity. I have no doubt we're going to have the best financial year of our lives. Not only that, but we're making a difference. We're making an impact. I'm more excited to wake up with a purpose than I've ever been in my life. And it may or may not be for you, but I need you to trust me enough to at least check it out. What do I have to do to put this in front of you? Right? How many of us could say that? How many if I write it down, you'll read it? How many of you are not going to still raise your hand no matter what I say? Right. At least you're honest. All right. These are your ranks, you guys. Everywhere from garnet to jade to pearl to purple diamond. These are average incomes. You're talking average. And I know nobody here is average because you're here on a Tuesday night in Dallas when you could be watching the playoffs or something, right? But wouldn't you rather cheer for your own playoffs than watch somebody else's playoffs? Great that they're living their dream, but how about everybody else buy sideline tickets to your game, right? This is your game. You can, by the way, you can make more money than those NBA players and you don't have to blow out your knees to do it, okay? Just stick around long enough. But go all the way from pearl to sapphire. Here's the key. If you get really good at creating success stories, help other people, lose yourself. Don't worry about your money anymore. Worry about how many people in your team are making income. How many people got to sapphire? What are they getting paid? How many success stories can you create this month, in the next 2 weeks, by the end of this month? Don't you dare wait until May 1st, because you can get so much done in 2 weeks. And why would you, again, lose out on that income you could be making this month instead of waiting till next month? Procrastination is not your friend in business. It's time to throw that out the door and start running with this like you deserve. So sapphire, you guys, help 10 people get to sapphire become a diamond. Help 10 of your best friends and family make an extra $1,500 a month, drive a beautiful car, get excited about life, start getting them, attach their hopes and dreams to something. Sometimes it's fun just to wake people up again. Even if they don't become double black diamonds, they actually have a hope and a dream again. I promise you, that is worth them getting involved in kyani. Get excited about life, have a fire again. The worst thing that happens is when I meet people that have completely lost their mojo. Like, it's just gone. They don't know how to find it again. They don't know where it went. They don't know how to get it back. And you get to come in their life and reignite that fire. It is so fun and it's so rewarding. Help other people get to diamond. You start to make blue diamond income. I mean, when our average blue diamond is making over 25 grand a month. Okay, here's why you guys should be excited. That is not 25 grand a month you're working for. That is 25 grand a month you worked for. And that is a huge difference in what we're actually doing. And if you try to pretend everybody in Dallas is making 25 grand a month, you are kidding yourself. This is the kind of opportunity where they can not only see themselves doing it, but they can show other people how to do it as well. Blue diamond, green diamond, our average purple diamond making over 58 grand a month. Do you know there's 4 positions past purple diamond? We don't show those to you because you don't like us anymore. But those incomes, if you don't have a plan in place right now to make a multiple 6-figure a month residual income, why not put your time here? Until something better comes along where you can actually have the time, the freedom, the choices, the options, where you're not limited anymore by finances. Your life is not dictated by having to show up somewhere or how much money sits in your bank account anymore. You can actually donate and help and have causes and make a difference in other people's lives. Money doesn't buy happiness, but I'm telling you, it can solve a lot of problems. And get to a point where when other people have those problems, it's so simple for you to solve. Because at some point, wasn't somebody else there for us? How great that you get to be that person for someone else. Do you want to know one of the most fun and rewarding experiences we've ever had? And I think it's because we're in this room and it reminds me of a cruise ship theater. I don't know why. Doesn't it? Don't you guys all want to play bingo right now? Me too. I don't know what it is. It's this room. I love it. And maybe it's because Angel and I have been on a cruise every single year for the last 10 years since kyani has started. Like they bring us to their diamond dinner and we're like the only ones there under 80 years old. It's awesome. So we're like lifelong cruisers now. Yeah. But one of the most rewarding things was when we started our leadership program and we ran a promotion and we got to take 78 people on an all-expenses-paid cruise in the Caribbean a couple of years ago. And we just sat back like, this is the coolest thing in the world. Wasn't it awesome? Mike Towns shaking his head too. Like, it was one of the coolest experiences. And my husband and I we just got to enjoy that. Like, can you imagine if we hadn't joined kyani, and Angel hadn't joined kyani, and all of these other people hadn't joined kyani and created this opportunity, and you guys have that same impact now in where you're going in the next 10 years. Because what we've done in the last 10 years, you can go duplicate in the next 2. 2, you guys. Not rocket science. This is where our heart is, and a portion of every sale of kyani goes towards our Caring Hands program, our humanitarian efforts. I mean, there is definitely a higher purpose in everything that we're doing. And it's interesting, one of my mentors is John Maxwell. If you haven't heard of him, go download a book today, because you're missing out on that influence in your life. But as a dear friend, he has always taught me that you should never do something for someone else that they're capable of doing for themselves, ever. But when you run into people that are not able to do things for yourself, it's a responsibility for you to reach out and make that happen. And we've had a chance to do that because of Caring Hands and what that's actually brought into our lives. But we've even taken our children to Peru and Ecuador and the Philippines and Mexico and coming up, I don't know if I can announce. Haiti. I got a nod from Skylar. Haiti. You guys can all be a part of our trip to Haiti. Where not only are we able to present with the potato pack, where we're showing people how to have nutrition. I mean, these potato packs, we just happen to have one of our founders who owns over 30,000 acres of potatoes. Kind of cool. And we created them in a dried form where we infuse them with the kyani nutrients, some protein, and actually able to create sustenance for people all across the world. And I've seen the company send cartons to Japan when there's a tsunami. I've seen them send them to Haiti and South America and in Philippines and all across the world. I got to sit in a little village out of Cusco, up in, 14,000 feet where you're just nauseous the whole time. But you don't worry about it because you're sitting there making food for these children and having conversations and building new schools and clean water systems. And I mean, it's just one of the most, you go there thinking you're helping someone else and you realize you got way more out of it than any of these people that you've met. And if you've ever wanted to have that experience and have that greater purpose, there's no better opportunity than to be a part of Caring Hands. Even if you leave here today and you say, I don't care about being healthy, I don't care about my skin, I don't care about making money, I wish you the best, but be a part of Caring Hands. Any way that you can, ask the people who invited you here and how you can actually contribute on that level as well. You'll never regret it. Timing is everything. You guys can actually see kind of what's gone on in the last few years and how that movement has played a part in our success, how it's going to play a part in your success in the next few years. I want to share something with you. It doesn't matter if you've been in the business for 3 weeks or 3 years. You have to be in this for the long term. And even if you came right out of the gates and you hit black diamond in your first 2 years, I promise you're going to have a growth curve. You're going to have obstacles. And whether that's because of your personal growth or your business growth or surrounding yourself with the right leaders, whatever it is, it's going to happen. If it hasn't happened already, I promise you it will. You can come back and be like, you were right, Becky. And I'll be like, I know, I always am. Ask my husband. Don't ask him. All of those things will happen because it's just part of the journey. We all have to have those learning curves in order to do that. We came right out of the gates, got to Green Diamond, and then we sat at Green Diamond for 3 years, really frustrated. Really frustrated. And we had days we wanted to quit. which is ridiculous because we were still making crazy money. I mean, where would we go, right? We're gonna go back to the golf course? I mean, what are we gonna do? But we get prideful and we think, I don't want to stay here, and why isn't everybody working like me? And if I could just find 3 of me, come on, right? How many of us have said that? Don't ever say that out loud, by the way. It's the worst thing. Find people that are better than you, anyway. But all of those thoughts. But imagine if we had quit and what had happened. We had to go through a curve as well. And what I'm telling you guys is, again, it's what you're willing to endure and get past. And if no emotion was in this, it'd be the easiest thing you ever did. Easy. If this was all business decisions and logical, it'd be the simplest. You wouldn't care who said yes, who said no, right? You got grandma on the phone, she's not interested in skincare. You're not like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna quit. I can't even get my grandma. She's not gonna love me. I'm not gonna get a Christmas present, right? Instead of you like, grandma, get off the phone. I need to call someone else. That's your response, because you're not emotional. You're not invested in what people think of you. Which, by the way, are those people gonna pay your mortgage? No. They gonna put your kids through college? No. They gonna give you the life you're looking for? No. Then why do we care? In fact, why don't you and I be the provers instead? We're looking for champions, you guys. We're not looking for 99% of the world that says, show me and I'll go do. We're looking for the 1%ers that says, no, I'm gonna do and I'm gonna show the world. You give me a plan, you give me the support, you give me the right tools, and I'm gonna make it happen. In fact, I dare you to get in my way. I'm bulletproof. You wake up every day and you're just ready for it. Whatever it brings you, you're ready for it. Because I promise you, the alternative is not as fun. When people tell me that kyani's hard, I'm like, well, that's funny. Because I think my husband working 80 hours a week was hard. I think someone else raising my kids because I have to go to work every day, that was hard. I think my husband and I not seeing each other except on every other weekend, or we sleep in the same bed, but he's gone at 5 in the morning and I'm up with the kids in the middle of the night. I thought that was hard. I think not being able to travel and see the world and show my kids what the actual world looks like, I thought that was hard. When I got into kyani, this is not hard. This is what you make it. And you gotta be focused on what you actually want out of this. It doesn't matter who starts, who quits, what obstacles come. This is bigger than just business and money. It's gotta be about your dreams and attaching it to it. Because what's really any more important than that? Even your kids, what better example to show them what it looks like to run after your passion, to set a goal, to accomplish it, to never quit, to be the kind of person that you would want to follow, let alone ask other people to follow. We all have a chance to do that, not just for ourselves, our kids, but the people around us, our communities as well. 3 ways to join, you guys. The end of a presentation. I know, again, you're all waiting for me to stop talking. I promise that will actually happen. I get excited. I can't help it. I get excited. I'm in Dallas. Like, that's fun. You guys can become a customer. We encourage you to. If you're not ready to sign up on the spot, if you are not as excited as I am, if you cannot see yourself doing this, I am not going to talk you into it. If I have to talk you into doing the business, I have to talk you into working, and that's never going to happen. Because I'm too excited to run with the people that get it. I'm not in the convincing business. We don't want you to be in the convincing business. You share it with enough people, you'll never have to convince anybody of anything. So if you're not ready to become a customer because you're going to fall in love with these products, you're going to end up telling everybody about them anyway, we're going to thank you and appreciate everything you do, and you have a chance to help somebody else build their business as well. All of our customers play a part in our success. And I definitely have a special place for all of our customers around the world. Prime customers, those that want to save money along the way. How many of you have heard of Amazon Prime? Isn't it like the best thing? Does it make you mad when you have to wait for something now to show up to your house? Yes? Or pay for shipping? Who pays for shipping? Right. kyani, if you join the Prime, you're actually saving money. You're not paying for shipping. It doesn't matter how much product you run out of that eye cream and you want it tomorrow, which I promise you, you will. You run out of that thing, you're going in panic mode. I spilled some on my counter and I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Do I just like rub myself in it? Like, I don't even know. I can't waste that stuff. I was stressed. All right, Prime customers, you're gonna need it tomorrow. Last one is a distributor. You guys, if you're ready to do this, you're excited. Hopefully you're still at a point where you believe in yourself a little bit. Because that's all it takes. Because we can show you everything else, but we can't make you believe in yourself. At least care enough about yourself to give yourself the option to make something happen. Because what's the worst thing that happens? You invest $599 and you have a great tax write-off at the end of the year? Let's start thinking best case scenario. What if you put your head down and went to work? What does your life look like in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years? How many of you guys can look back and realize that if you had started this 5 years ago, your life might look a little different today, right? And how many of us are probably going to have to work the next 5 years anyway? Yes? So we could probably want to put something in place to where we're not saying the same thing 5 years from now. And create that for ourselves, our families. Do you know that we have our kyani business left in a trust? If something were to happen to my husband and I, our kids have several options. They can sit back and let that money hit the trust every single month, and they actually have access to it when they become 25, because there's no way they're having that much money right now. I met my 17-year-old, you'd understand that. No way. When they're 25, after they've graduated college, they would have access to that. Or they could take over the business, or they could sell it. It's completely up to them. But how great to do something, work your tail off the next 10 years, that's something that you can will to your children and affect generations. Instead of working the next 10 years to build somebody else's business for them, build someone else's dream for them, get excited about doing that for yourself. Go to work every day and be annoyed that you're making someone else money when you could actually be doing this for yourself on a residual basis and have that impact. So get started with this. Don't leave it today without doing that. Last but not least is training, you guys. We have to master a few things, right? Las Vegas. Are you my new haircut? No, I'm just kidding. It's Las Vegas. I know. It's not hard to get people to go to Las Vegas. They're kind of excited about it. But I promise you this, you got way better odds of making money in that convention room than at the tables. Right? One of the most fun experiences, we have these car allowances, we have these rank bonus checks. We were in Vegas the year that we got our $500,000 check. And we're walking around the casino, and we couldn't go more than 10 steps without somebody stopping us and be like, oh my gosh, what slot machine did you play? You have to know my husband, he's like, it's the kyani one. It's at the end of the hall. Take a right, just follow all the happy people, and they'll show you where to go. And people will go. Oh, yeah. They would do it. And he just laughed. That's my husband. Come with us, you guys. There's no way for you to become successful without knowing what you're doing. We want you to be competent. We want you to be an expert. We want you to be educated. This is not a hype party. It's not a dance party. We're not going to get upset if you start dancing. That's fine. But we want you to understand what you're doing. We want you to be the hardest working, most educated, best skill set distributor in your team, so that's what you duplicate. This is not who goes out and recruits the most people, makes the most money. This is who the best duplicator, the best teacher, the best coach, which means you need to be the best. And there's no point when we stop learning. I feel bad for people that say, I don't need to go to, I don't need to get better, I don't need to learn more, I don't need to, well, that's kind of a not fun place to be in life. I don't think I ever want to say, I don't want to learn more. I don't want to be better. I don't want to have more experiences. And you get to learn from the best of the best from all across the world, all the top money earners, all of our medical advisory board, our co-founders. And until you go to a convention, you have no idea what business you're in. You have no idea who you're partnered with. But you will walk away understanding and the same confidence that I have, where you can leave knowing that this is the opportunity that you could truly introduce to anyone. You're not afraid to introduce it to your mom and your sister and your neighbor and your best friend. And you have the skill set in order to answer every question. I think the only reason people get involved in kyani and they don't have success is because they're afraid someone's going to ask them a question that they can't answer, so they do nothing. Which is the worst thing you could do. You can't screw this up, you guys. But if you get trained, if you join us, if you're actually that committed, invest in yourself, invest in your business, take it seriously. If you nickel and dime this business, that's the kind of money you should expect to make. If you treat it like $1 million opportunity, that's the kind of money you should expect to make, because you took it more seriously than anybody else. I love that you guys are here today. Thank you for being here, supporting us, getting excited about what we're doing and where we're going. If you sleep in the next 2 years, you're wasting time. Sleep is for the weak, right? Don't sleep. Don't eat. Don't play. Make every sacrifice you can and make this happen, and then live the life that annoys everybody around you. It's like the best feeling in the world. Bora Bora, or they see you in Nevis, and then they see you on your houseboat, or they see you buying a new car, whatever, and they're just annoyed. You're living so much life, people start defriending you because they just can't watch it anymore. Right? You don't have to say anything. You just have to live that life. And again, know that you worked for it. You earned it. You don't become a diamond by chance or accident. You earned it. We're so impressed by all the hard work, the effort, you guys. I appreciate the example that you've set for all of the teams across kyani. Please give yourselves a round of applause for everything that you've accomplished. It means a lot to all of us to be a part of this. So leave your, we're going to break, by the way, at 8 o'clock. So we're going to break, you guys, real quick. We're going to let you grab a drink of water.